Thank you to all the English committee members. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all of you. Before I start, I just want to introduce myself first. My name is Ahmad Tajul Salihin, bin Muhammad Tajul Hasnan. I'm a civil engineering student from UiTM Shah Alam, currently doing my internship here in Mecip under the Civil and Structural Department. I will be here for 2 months, okay, starting from 16th of August until 8th of October, okay. And I live in Dungun, Terengganu. I'm interested in structural engineering and programming. And my personality type is a campaigner. Okay, you can Google this, campaigner personality. Okay, I've also included my social media accounts such as LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay, I believe that this is a golden opportunity for me to actually build up my network, especially with professionals such as yourselves. Yeah. So please, I would really appreciate it if you can connect with me or follow me, especially on LinkedIn. Okay? Now, before I start, I just want to tell you that the topic that I've chosen today is a little bit different from previous topics, from previous presentations. Because previously, most topics were about facts. Okay? But for today, for my presentation, my topic is about the psychological aspects of things. So that is why my topic today is about life lessons. Life lessons. In particular, I will be covering on 3 major life lessons that I've gained throughout my life. 3 life lessons. Now, I am 22 years old, so I have 22 years of experience. So whatever I'm going to say after this, whatever I'm going to explain, will be based on my experience, my perspective, and my point of views. Okay? But if you have anything to add, you want to point out your perspectives and so on, you can do so. You can interrupt me during my presentation, or you can do it after my presentation. I would love to hear your perspectives as well. Okay. Now, let's get to the chase. Let's go for the first life lesson that I've gained throughout my life. Okay, the first life lesson is about positive thinking. Now, positive thinking. I know this sounds so cliche. It's so cliche. Why? Because people tend to tell you this. Your lecturers, your teachers, your parents, your boss, your colleagues, your friends, and so on. People tend to tell you this. Tajul, you need to be positive, Tajul. You need to be positive. You need to have a positive mindset, and so on. People tend to tell you this. But the real question is that whether we implement this in our lives or not. That is the real question. If we did, then how did we do it? Because there are 2 ways of how you want to think positively. 2 ways. Number 1, the wrong way, and then number 2 is the right way. It's very simple, the wrong way and the right way. Right? Now, let's go for the wrong way first. The wrong way. Okay? So I'll give you an example so that you can visualize it better. Yeah? For example, I have a friend named Umar, for example. Umar came to me, and then Umar told me, Tajul, I have a problem, Tajul. What should I do? I have a problem. My girlfriend broke up with me, for example. And then me, as a positive-minded person, I told Umar, that's not even a problem. Why are you so upset? Something like that. In my opinion, that is wrong, even though it is positive, because you neglect on thinking negatively. Okay, you only focus on the positive things, but the way you do it is wrong, because you are denying the problem. That is wrong. Yeah, that is wrong. Why? Because you are being insensitive. You lack of empathy. Yeah, and you are not being considerate. Yeah, life. The positive thinking is not about denying the problems. Positive thinking is not about denying the existence of negativity in this world. No. Positive thinking is actually about, from those problems, from the negativity, you extract out the positive things. And you focus on those positive things. That is positive thinking. Okay? Don't think positively the wrong way. Okay? Because you can cause emotional disturbance. And this is very dangerous. Why? Because emotional disturbance is related to mental health problems. Especially nowadays, and nowadays in this pandemic. where people have mental health problems, okay? And some of them even tried to commit suicide, which is dangerous, right? Some of them were my friends. Some of my friends tried to commit suicide, but alhamdulillah, they failed to do so. So it is very dangerous. Don't think positively the wrong way, okay? Now, let's go for the right way of how you think positively, and the right way. So it is simple. It is actually the opposite of the wrong way, right? So the first thing that you need to do is that you need to acknowledge the problem. Acknowledge the problem. Okay, do not deny the problem. Acknowledge the problem first. Okay, you say to yourself, "Oh, I have a problem. This is a big problem. Okay, what to do now?" You say that to yourself. Acknowledge the problem, and then you try to find the root cause of it. Try to find the root cause of the problem. If you cannot find the root cause of the problem, it's okay. Proceed to the next step, which is you need to encourage yourself. This is the most important step. You need to encourage yourself. There are five methods on how you want to encourage yourself. Number one, you need to focus on the positive side of things. In any situation, in any problem at all, there will always be a positive side. Always remember that. There will always be a positive side. Have you ever heard of the phrase, look at the bright side? Look at the bright side. This phrase indicates that there is a bright side. So why don't you look at the bright side? Focus on the bright side. Don't focus on the negative side of things, okay? Focus on the bright side. That is the first method. The second method is that you can try to say positive things repetitively. Why? Because when you say it repetitively, even if you don't want to, but you keep on saying positive words, you will trigger your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind will capture these positive words and convert it into actions. And when you have positive actions, you will attract positive outcomes. This is very important. Okay? And then the third method is that you need to avoid from making bad assumptions. This is a common problem. This is a common problem. Why? Because when we have problems in life, we usually make bad assumptions. And for example, I failed to secure the Gamuda scholarship, for example. I failed to secure the scholarship. And then I told myself that, oh, I will never succeed in life. I will fail in my academics and so on. I will never get a job, for example. That is making bad assumptions. Do not make bad assumptions. Instead of thinking of, this and that, the uncertainty of things, why don't you make good assumptions? You think positively only. Whatever is coming to you, if you put effort into it, if you react positively, then you will only have positive outcomes. Remember that. And then you need to remind yourself that whatever problem that you are facing, it is not permanent. It is not permanent. Anything in life is not permanent. Why? Because life itself is not permanent. Life itself is not permanent. Okay? In life, okay, life is like, why? Because eventually we will all die, right? That's a fact. Life is not permanent. So whatever it is in life, it's not permanent as well. It is temporary. Okay? Your problems, the challenges that you are facing, the hardships and so on, all these things are not permanent. They are temporary. And then the last one is that you need to remember the law of attraction in life. That's one law in physics. One of the laws in physics states that, this is about charges. One of the laws in physics states that similar charges will repel, while opposite charges will attract, right? So this is actually the opposite of the law of attraction in life. The law of attraction in life states that positivity will attract positivity, while negativity will attract negativity. Okay? Now, if you have a positive mindset, you react positively, then you will attract positive outcomes. But if you think negative thoughts and then you react emotionally, you react negatively, giving off negative vibes, you will attract negative outcomes. Okay? So this is why it is salient for you to actually think positive. positive. Okay? Now, that is the first life lesson. Now, the second life lesson that I wanted to share with you is okay, sorry, how to, sorry. Okay, now, the second life lesson that I wanted to share with you is that you need to focus. Focus on what? Focus on the things that you can control, not on the things that you cannot control. Okay, so what are the things that you can control? There are three things. Given any situation at all, any situation, any problem at all, you have to focus on the things that you can control, which are these three things. And these three things you can always control these three things in any situation at all. Okay? The first one is your mindset. Your mindset. The second one is your decision. What do you want to decide, and so on. And then the third one is your action. Your action. So these are the things that you can control. These three things are actually your reaction. Your reactions towards a certain situation, towards a problem, and so on. So you can control your reactions, whatever the situation is. Okay? So focus on the things that you can control. Control what you can. Control what you can. Then let's look at the things which are not in your control, which are not in your control. Okay? There are three things as well. For example, okay, other people, the situation, and the outcome. Okay, other people, for example, okay, people are saying stuff to you. Okay, people are talking bad about you. You can't control that. But what you can control is that how you take those negative words from those people. Okay? How you take those negative words from those people. Whether you think of it as a constructive criticism or you think of it as a destructive criticism. That is what you can control, how you react to it. Okay? And then the situation. The situation, you cannot control the situation. For example, this pandemic in COVID-19, I don't want this situation to happen. Okay? But I cannot control it. I cannot. And then, suddenly COVID-19 disappeared from the face of the earth. No, I cannot do that. That is God's power. That is not my power. I don't have that kind of power. Okay? So, but I can react to it positively. How? Okay, I can react. For example, I don't want to be infected by COVID-19. So, I follow your SOP. It's simple. Your reaction. So, focus on the things that you can control. Don't focus on the things that you cannot control. Okay? And then the outcome. The outcome. You cannot control the outcome, but you must know one thing. If you have a positive mindset, if you have a positive, reaction and so on, the outcome will definitely be positive. Always remember that. Will definitely be positive. Okay? And you must also always be grateful. Grateful for what you receive in life. Okay? Be grateful for what you have and be grateful for what you don't have. Many people tend to forget the second part. Be grateful for what you don't have as well. You may like something, but it is bad for you. And you may hate something, but it is good for you. This is one of the verses in the Quran. It's to have faith in that. Yeah. So I wanted to share with you two advices from this movie. This one movie. Okay. Look at this. This is the Kung Fu Panda movie. Kung Fu Panda. This is the second movie. Po is the panda, okay, and that's the old goat there. The goat told Po that your story may not have such a happy beginning, but that doesn't make you who you are. It is the rest of your story, who you choose to be. So who are you? So this is a very good advice, a very wise advice to give. Yeah? It means that whatever it is in the past, it's in the past. You cannot control whatever it is in the past. But what you can control is in the present. You can control whatever it is in the present. What you want to do now, who you choose to be, whether you want to improve your life or not, and so on. So control what you can. And then there's another advice, also from Kung Fu Panda, but this is the first movie. So Master Oogway told Po that you are too concerned with what was and what will be. What was represents the past. What will be represents the future. There is a saying, Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That is why it is called present. I had goosebumps when I first heard this advice from Master Oogway. I really like this movie, Kung Fu Panda. So what Master Oogway meant by this is that we need to live in the present. Because this present, okay, today is actually a gift, a present from God. God gave us today, God gave us now so that we can change to be a better person, so that we can improve ourselves. Do not dwell in the past. Don't worry too much on the future, but focus in the present. Live in the present. That's the main point. Yeah? Okay, let's go for the last life lesson, okay, which is you need to be humble and kind. Be humble and kind. Being humble is actually a part of being kind. Being humble is actually a part of being kind, and it is not a weakness. Being humble is not a weakness. You cannot be kind. You cannot be kind, but you're not humble. That's impossible. Okay, because being humble is a part of being kind. You cannot be kind while you are arrogant. No, you cannot do that. Yeah, it's impossible. It's nonsense. So, and then being humble is actually to have humility. You have humility. And having humility is not that, oh, you must be humiliated for you to have humility. No. Having humility is so that you can balance out the humility that you have with your pride and your ego, so that you won't become arrogant. This is very important. And this is very important for you to understand. Yeah? So that you have the strength to control your pride or your ego, okay? Because having humility helps you to eradicate arrogance and the sense of extreme superiority in you. So that you don't look down on others. Even if you are the king of a country, for example, you don't look down on others. Yeah? You must respect everyone. If you want to be respected, you need to respect other people as well. Yeah? Okay, now, how do you want to be humble and kind? How do you want to be humble and kind? The first step is that you need to train yourself to listen first before you speak. And how do you want to listen? You need to listen with the intent to understand, not with the intent to reply. Some people listen just so that they can argue on some points. That is wrong. You need to listen until the end, and then you comment, and then you reply. And this is one of the traits of being a good leader. And not only for being humble and kind, but for being a good leader as well. Yeah? Listen, train yourself to listen to other people. Okay? Usually when we are complaining, other people are complaining. So when we are complaining, we get emotional. Okay? Now, when other people are emotional, then we shouldn't be emotional as well. Yeah? We shouldn't be emotional as well. We don't fight fire with fire. Because the fire will only grow bigger. So you fight fire with water. Fight the element with an opposite element. So you need to understand this. If you are a good leader, you should understand it. Don't get emotional. And in order to do that, you need to have a high level of patience. And then so that you don't easily jump to conclusions. If you want to decide something, you need to look at the overall view. You may have your point of views, but other people have their point of views, their perspectives, and so on. So you need to have a look at the overall situation. Don't easily jump to conclusions. And then you need to remind yourself that each individual is unique. Each individual is unique. Okay, why? Because other people, different people, you and I are different. We are all different. Okay? We have different point of views, different backgrounds, and so on. So, for example, you are the boss, you are the top management, and so on. And then your workers came and complain to you about something. Okay? You have the bird eye view. You have the view of the whole organization, and so on. And then your workers don't have that bird eye view. So your job as a leader, you need to explain to your workers that, oh, this is like this and like that, and so on. Because sometimes people complain because they don't see, they don't understand. So it's your job to make them understand. Don't get emotional and scold them back. It won't solve anything. The key, the main purpose is that you want to solve problems, not that you create another problem and so on. So always remember that. And then the last one is that you need to be observant. Be observant. Don't be judgmental. Be observant. Because observing is educational, while judging is critical. So educated people are observant. Why? Because they are not judgmental. They may look at a situation, at a person, oh, this person is like this, oh, that person is like that, but they don't judge out loud. They are not judgmental. So that they can have precautions in life. Precautions in life. So educated people are observant. So be observant. That is one way on how you want to be humble and kind, and also a good leader. So that's it for the third life lesson. Okay, so this is the end of the slide. I just want to recap. Okay, the first life lesson that we learned is that you need to be positive. The second one is that you need to focus on the things that you can control and not on the things that you cannot control. Control what you can, leave what you can. And then the last one is that you need to be humble and kind. I hope that we learn a lot from this presentation so that we can improve ourselves, not only for ourselves, but for us to contribute towards others. When contribution remains the main purpose of your life, you will always improve and you will achieve success, true success. And if you want to improve, you must start from within. It starts from you. And there's a saying, there's a saying from Lao Tzu, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the very first step. So take that step. And when to take that step? Now. Now is the best time. If you don't take that step, the journey itself will never happen. So that is all from me. So I'll end my presentation with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.